When you're a kid, there are some things that just feel too big to understand. Time, for example, or aging. I mean, I still don't fully understand these concepts, but lucky for me and every other kid who's still confused, a new incredible exhibit at the Children's Museum in Holon can help. Joining me to talk about a dialogue with time is exhibition supervisor Valeria Buzdygar. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so tell us about this exhibit and explain how it works a little bit.
So the exhibit talks about aging and tries to show younger people how it feels like when you are older, when you are old.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder, and how are you showing this? Give us some examples.
So it's interactive and you go from place to place. All the guides are 70 plus.
Wow,
yes,
now that's very interesting.
The guides inside the exhibit, and they're talking about how it feels like to be older, and we're trying actually to show a more positive perspective on aging, and to say that whatever you feel about yourself, that's what's important, and that age can be a matter of a number.
Well, and I think that's really important for young children to understand as well. Even, I mean, we are ageist, right? That's definitely an issue in society. And also just to be able to have young kids interact with people 70 plus, I mean, not every child gets that chance. So this is really interesting. Now, my first question is, who came up with this idea? And what have the reactions been like?
This is from the creative of Dialogue in the Dark, which is another exhibit in the museum.
Interesting.
And they just, it's a cooperation with the Children's Museum in Holon, and that's how they just came up with this amazing idea.
So, I mean, I guess you said the main message here is to kind of change the taboo that exists around aging as well. What have the reactions been from the kids who go into this exhibit?
The exhibit is something that's really good for families to come to, and when you have a few generations in a group, it's amazing because then the younger generation talks with the older generation, and the older generation gets to speak out to the youngest. So kids a lot of times come out and they just phone their grandma or grandpa.
Wow.
They phone them and they ask them how they are, and they get more the feeling that grandparents and dads and grandmoms feel. And that is amazing. They call them, they say that, wow, now I know why my grandma comes on stairs that slowly that she does. Because there's a room that actually shows the feelings that your body is going through when you're getting older.
Wow, see, I would love to check this out myself, because I think that more than kids can probably learn from this. So I'm assuming that you guys are also suggesting this for parents, right?
Yeah, for parents, for grandparents, grandkids.
Wow.
It's much more generations in a group. That's the more fascinating and interesting.
Now, how long has this exhibit been running?
For 5 years.
For 5 years, and for how much longer will it be? Okay,
hopefully
good
as
for
much longer as we can,
Beautiful. Well, I guess, you know, what else is on the horizon for the Holon Museum? You already have a very interesting exhibit here, clearly, but are there more ideas like this in the future?
Hopefully, I think it's growing and doing more stuff all the time. Every year we try to see more things that we can do. And this is one of them.
Well, I think you've definitely, you know, hit the nail on the head in terms of coming up with an exhibit that kind of applies to all generations,
it's actually the first of its kind in the world, Dialogue with Time.
That is a good fact. Well, I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but I'm glad that we now know the first exhibit of its kind in the world. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I hope I'm going to check this museum out soon myself.
Yes, thank you.